I want to go to Marnie Perlstein, who's a Jewish advocate from Sydney, who lives in Sydney's eastern suburbs and joins us now live. Marnie, tell us what the sense you have in your personal life and in your community after last night's attacks.
Thanks for having me, Chris. I would like to say that personally, I am really angry. I'm really angry because the attacks come, as you've just said, after a long list of incidents that have been taking place over 410 days with almost zero government action, zero consequences, no arrests, no reform in terms of policy. And this kind of behaviour has just been allowed to grow and run rampant in our country.
Is it scary?
It is scary. I mean, we are a very resilient and a very united and a very strong community, but it is scary because this is something that we haven't seen in my lifetime, in my parents' lifetime. I think it's scary for all Australians. I'm an Australian woman and an Australian advocate, but this is actually an Australian story because it may start with Jewish groups, but it never ends with Jewish groups. It's scary for all Australians to have to deal with any kind of hatred in this country.
I was particularly taken aback. I don't want to be too critical of police. They've got a difficult job. But to describe this as an isolated incident goes against everything we've seen over the past 13 months.
This is not an isolated incident. I actually have a list here that I just made a few minutes ago. Since the incident on the steps of the Sydney Opera House, it's every single day almost there has been an incident that was worthy of police intervention. I'm an online advocate. I have been posting every single day since the October 9th incident on the Opera House steps, and every single day there is something to talk about in Australia, and the follow-up comment is always that there was no action taken by police, and therefore the next day something else happens.
What needs to happen? What do you fear most, and what needs to happen from government?
I think there needs to be a change of government, but that's another story altogether. I think this government has spent over a year being completely inactive. I think they need to give the police a lot more power in terms of going in and making arrests. I think there needs to be policy reform. I think there needs to be consequences to this kind of behaviour so that people are deterred from doing it again or doing it for the first time. It's like a Tinder effect.
Marnie, thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it.